Well, I mean, it's fairly easy to see here. Let me pull up mine. It's color coded. All right, so what you got?
Oh, that's right. Well, I'm on 2 now. We're Rebels. You're recording now, right?
Yeah.
So Rebels, we're looking at the point. Oh wait, there's no changes with Rebels.
No, there's none whatsoever. Empire.
Empire, yeah.
Empire,
so the troopers, Death Troopers, and the Mortar.
And the Mortar were the only changes.
Yeah, that was the only changes. No.
And then
the Republic.
Arc Troopers changed.
Yeah.
And the strike teams changed, and the Phase 2s changed.
Phase 2s.
And then all the heavy weapons, but the RSP and the Mortar changed.
And then
And then all the Clone Commander, Comsec, Engineer, and Medical changed.
Yeah.
The Separatist, just the nose-mounted Ion Blaster changed. And the Magna Guard changed.
Yeah.
And then the one that I'm going to have a coronary over.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Those and all those are new.
Yeah, that's all new.
Yeah.
And
then Vigilance.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'll hold the table now.
I'm not flipping the table.
All right. Yeah, but 12 points.
Vigilance went. Yeah. Burst of speed, I guess, is more now. I didn't think so, but whatever.
Yeah.
Grappling hooks changed. We'll talk about that. Offensive push, situational awareness, tenacity, and up close and personal. So the bottom 4, and then grappling hooks. And those are the changes.
Yeah,
so
burst of speed. Yeah, and then we got burst of speed, and then we got. Okay. Hey! Welcome to another episode of 3 Foot Good. I'm Darren.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Rich.
And on this episode, well, we were going to talk maybe about packs.
We still can.
But,
it's ours.
Yeah. But
can still
we're going to instead do point changes because the point changes dropped.
Yeah. Not as many as I thought there were going to be.
Right, and we did go up. I mean, none of our units went up.
Our, meaning we don't own clones.
Right.
But we do play clones a lot.
Right.
But they didn't go up.
Kind of.
And to preface this too, so I mean we might as well get into it. For some reason they also released that there's going to be some rules changes or some stuff
there's like a new rule book coming in January, and they're going to do.
I don't know if it's a full rule book. The problem is right now we really don't know. We only kind of know.
Right.
We think there's going to be like a new rule book, and so they're going to go over the changes. However, instead of doing it all at once, they're gonna dribble it out over 4 different nights, right?
Yeah, 4 different articles over 4 days. Yep.
Yeah, 4.
So the actual post, because I just pulled it up on my phone, says the new points update for Legion has arrived. In addition, players can look forward to a series of 4 articles outlining the latest rules updates coming in January, and doing it over the 4 articles are coming on the 12th, the 14th, the 19th, and the 21st of December. They just shouldn't have said anything about that.
No, and that's fine. It's just, why is it going to be in like 4 articles in 4 different days? Right?
Well, okay, so the thing you shut me up about, because we were starting to get into it before.
We weren't. He was trying. See, the problem is Rich always gives us a hard time because we start talking about shit before we come downstairs. Then we come downstairs and we don't talk about as much shit.
Because we already talked about it.
Because we already talked about it.
We're going to talk a lot about it, so it'll be no problem.
But we've only got about an hour of video on this camera.
Okay, part 1 and part 2. Here we go.
It'll be fine.
So, what they did, if I'm remembering correctly, when they did the X-Wing 2.5 update, was they did the 4 articles. Kind of like what they're doing now to bring it out. Now, that's not to say that's what they're doing here. And one of the going rumors is that each article is going to deal with a faction.
Which is
of the main faction, because now maybe the Rebels
are
going to get a faction rule because they don't have one, and maybe Empire is going to get a faction rule, and maybe the droids are going to get adjusted, and maybe the Republic will get tweaked.
And that's not a bad idea, actually.
No.
Just to do it like over one, and then I don't know why they're doing it like that.
Right, especially with the days, like if it was maybe back to back to back, but this is like going to go over like a week. or two, week and a half.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe it's to keep like all the Legion players' heads from exploding when they change stuff.
Right. Or, I mean, again, more clicks. I mean, if you put it out, you get more
who knows, whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got that coming. Or it could be that they're completely changing everything, which we'll get into because some of the point updates don't make sense. So we'll see.
Well, I don't know where you're going with this one, buddy.
Okay, so we kind of talked about it. We'll get to it, but the grappling hooks points went up for no reason because they were 1 point and people were rarely taking them anyways. But now they're 2 points. So people weren't taking them before. Why would they take them now? Well, they could be changing how elevation works. We know that Shatterpoint is going to have a ton of elevation terrain in it. They have said that terrain will be compatible with Legion. So maybe they are adjusting and changing rules. I have heard rumors that scale might get adjusted. And so if scale gets adjusted, maybe grappling hooks will become more prevalent. And so with these new terrain rules that they're going to be releasing, grappling hooks might be worth 2 points because you're going to be climbing and clambering more.
Yeah, maybe clambering gets changed and climbing gets changed.
Right.
Yeah,
So I because there's no reason grappling hooks should have gone up.
You use your head more than a hat holder sometimes.
Right. I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
So yeah. So but okay. So we'll start from the beginning.
We've already started.
Well, I mean,
like before the beginning of
this.
Oh,
Of the
okay.
point
Because
system.
I can't.
Well, you're true to form because George Lucas didn't start at the beginning.
That's true. He started in the middle, and then whatever.
I mean, I think he probably thought that was the beginning.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, he knew it wasn't the beginning because that's where he already had the first 3 planned out, and the second 3 he didn't have this final 3 finalized. He had an outline for what he wanted done.
They didn't follow the outline, did they?
Oh God, no. They took that outline and they threw it away. Because they actually somebody released the what his vision was at one point. I saw
Squirrel.
a post of it. Yeah. Thank you, Rich. Yeah. Anyways, back to Legion. All right. So, points updates. So what changed? Well, like we kind of talked about, Galactic Empire. There were 2 changes. The mortar, the DF, what was that 90? DF-90 mortar, so the mortar that can be taken in conjunction with the shore troopers. You have to take a shore trooper to take the mortar. It went up to 40 points. So that's a little bit for it there. It was 38. So it went up 2 points.
Not huge.
Not huge. I mean, it is still a really cheap activation for them. I didn't really see that dominating everywhere. But it's still good. So, okay. That has led people to believe, hey, maybe there's changes coming to the Empire with the rules that fire support's going to get changed. And so that's going to be more prevalent in going forward.
Other forces.
And, just because maybe, they don't know. They're thinking because that's the only thing that can fire support in the Empire. If fire support gets changed, maybe it's going to be worth more.
I don't know.
Who knows? And then what else changed, did I say?
For Empire?
Yeah, it was the
DLT Death Trooper.
The DLT for the Death Trooper is not even on here. So it's now 30 points, which I believe it dropped. I believe it was more than 30 to begin with. So
I don't know. I don't play.
I don't play that player either. So, but it's now 30 points. So yay!
I mean, I used to play them once in a while.
Yeah, I used to play them once in a while too.
Okay, so for the Rebels,
that's easy.
That's
nothing. Everything is the same for the Rebels. So,
all
you DLT Rebel players, you're good to go. Still,
Yep.
Well, maybe not because we'll get to that because all the upgrades.
Oh well, yeah.
Your units are still fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I'm not bitter that my Kenobi Rex list, even though none of my units changed, is now 24 points more. It's fine.
He's been whining about that for like 3 days now.
Oh, it's only been 2. It hasn't been out for 3 days.
It seems like it's been 3 days.
Anyways, all right. So ARC Troopers, they went from 78 back to 72. That is what their card was. So they've gone back to
they went back
card
a few
value.
points. And I think
So-
and some of these changes, I think that a lot of people, even the people that hate Gar, have looked at them and gone, they should probably go down a little bit.
The strike team did not go back to its card cost, but it did go down like halfway to 24. So it lost 3 points. So again, not that great. Glad to see they realize there's an issue there. We also then had the phase 2s go back to their card
to the
pointage
card
of
cost,
60
yeah,
from 62.
Yeah.
So you're saving 2 points there. So 5.0 first, you got all the changes there. Your Battle Force now is cheaper.
Yeah. That's there's been a lot of people who run the 5.0 first and been messing with it a little bit, as depending on what upgrade cards they take.
Yeah. Well, no, even because
a lot of their stuff has gone down, which is kind of cool. And
if you took 2 arc teams, you just saved 12 points, and that pays for the vigilance upgrade.
Yeah. So
we'll get to that.
You are bitter.
I am better. So then all the heavies, except for the RSP and the mortar, went down. So the DC 15 went from 26 to 24.
Yeah.
The DP 23 went from 22 to
20.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Bring that back. The Z6, the phase 1 Z6 went from 23 to 22. And that's it for that. That's all the weapons. And then the much talked about and maligned personnel upgrades have all gone down.
Yeah.
So the trooper, the captain, the specialist, and the phase 2 trooper all stayed the same with their respective drop from last time. But now the clone commander personnel upgrade is down to 18 from 20. The comms tech is down to 11.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, but it was more than 11. The engineer is down from, I believe he was 20, if I remember right. He's down to...
He's 14 now.
14.
Yeah.
And the medic was at 20 as well, as down to 15. So to me, the medic definitely seems like a almost auto include if you take phase 2s, because it's only 2 points more than the phase 2.
You're getting
you get an extra win back.
If you're going to put an extra guy in a
Right.
phase 2 unit, then you want to take the medic
or the engineer, because
Or the engineer.
Cody's coming,
Yeah.
and Cody's gonna have vehicles, and so for an extra 1 point, you can go ahead and heal that vehicle for 1, or take off the damage thing,
Right.
and they're still a combatant. They're not like the Civil War factions where they can't shoot and fight. So that's okay. I'll maybe that'll see some play if I actually find the points to fit the 60-point phase 2.
It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, it's now in the realm of
Right.
it's
I'm not going to build an army around it, but
I might, just out of shits and
because
giggles.
you'll get bored with all the others that you've
I'll
built.
be like, well, let's go ahead and try this now. It's what I do. I have an issue. And then we have the mercenaries. Oh no, separatists.
Separatists, yeah.
So separatists, the only change to separatists was the Magna Guard RSP upgrade went up to 34, because that was kind of insane. And the nose-mounted ion blaster for the dwarf spider droid
It's now 25.
is now 25, up from 10. So I think they maybe went a little too far with that, but we'll see.
We'll see.
I mean, it's droids. They can take that because they're all cheap. So, well, we'll see. I think that's good. I think the nose-mounted ion was amazing before Pikes showed up and kind of scared away all the dwarf spider droids. But now the mercenaries all have changes. Now the Bosk and Cad Bane are listed. Their points did not actually change, but they're different than what their card is, and it's the first time they're in mercenaries.
Yeah.
So that's why they're listed. But they're still both 105. That's what they were last time. This is what they are now. We also then have the Syndicate Capo went up to 48 from 45, if I remember right, from the card.
I don't remember what it was.
And then the Pike Syndicate foot soldiers themselves are now 44, up from 40. So they're now on par with the Rebel Troopers,
Right.
even though they have a list of fucking upgrade or special keywords that are on their cards. So that might taper down maybe
Some of the people,
spamming of pikes, like the six pike list that are Shadow Collective.
Yeah.
And
I think some of the upgrades cards that we'll get into in a minute, I think the dodge spam, I think the reason that went up and those went up is to kind of get rid of that dodge spam a
that
little bit.
vigilance.
Yeah.
That's why.
And so I think that's why that went up a little bit.
The upgrade Vigo and the upgrade Capo both went up. The Vigo now, so not the unit Vigo, but the actual personnel upgrade. He is now 20 points, and the Pike Syndicate Capo is now 18.
Was he 16?
I want to say it was 16 and 18, so I think they both went up too.
Went up too.
But I could be wrong, because again, I don't play Shadow Collective. And it doesn't list the old points here.
Yeah.
And then we get into where Tyler's going to get his blood pressure's going to rise.
He'll be fine.
Are the neutral upgrades. So this is where Gar got hit, more or less. This is where all my lists got hit because I didn't take any of those other forces. You know, my Kenobi Rex list was Kenobi Rex, 3 phase 1s, 3 Wookiees. But all of everything besides the phase 1s had at least one of these upgrades that went up. Some of them had multiple. So my list is now going to have to get redone, which is, hey, it is what it is. So aggressive tactics stayed the same.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You've been complaining about it now since it went up.
Yeah, because vigilance went to 12 from 5. So, and I understand why, because they're trying to stop the pike in the rebel trooper dodge spam. Because now you get to keep dodges from one turn to the next. And core troopers got to keep 2 units, got to keep a dodge. So when you were running your 3 pike capo, each of them have vigilance, all 6 of your pikes can keep a dodge from the last turn. And then they all get one because they're all independent dodge. And then the capos can give them their dodge. So I can understand why. But again, maybe we're getting to the point that you need to make faction-specific points for certain cards because factions are different. So that went up. Then we had the wonderful Burst of Speed went to 10. I've never used Burst of Speed because I usually have Speed 2 Jedi.
It's not something I've used. I haven't messed with. I've seen it used a few times. But
right.
It's not something I use.
I mean, it's horrible when Vader gets to you in one turn because he just double moved Speed 3 and then implacable again and did another Speed 3 move. But like I've never used it, so that's okay. Grappling hooks went up to 2. Again, I don't know why, because nobody was taking them. We'll see. I think that has to deal with the rule changes that are coming. Offensive push went up to 6. Offensive
was 4.
push was 4. So
time, yeah.
and I had I have 1, 2, 3, like 3 of those in my list. So there's 6 of my points that I went up. Situational awareness went from 2 to 4. Again, they're trying to clamp down on the dodge spam. If I can dodge spam with the rebel troopers, with the captain, that then take situational awareness, they have nimble. They're always going to have a dodge. I can always stop that. Hey, I got a crit through. Hey, I got crit through cover. No, you didn't. I just dodged it.
Yeah,
So, okay, I get that. It's still, I believe, 6 points if you take it on a support. So creature troopers will still have to pay the 6 points for, or if it's on a creature trooper, it's still going to be more. Tenacity went up to 6. That was 4 as well, I believe.
Yeah.
And then up close and personal went up 3 to 8. It was a 5er, and now that's 8. And I've had all of those are in my Kenobi Rex list. So
I wonder why.
Yeah, because they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
But
You don't think that the Vigo's using that? Like
up close and personal, I don't think they were using that.
No?
No, that was more of like I think Sabine and Han and Rex.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're gunslingering and getting
Yep.
2 dodges off of
Yep.
it.
Yep.
And Sabine's nimble. And then their vigilance in keeping the dodges.
Yeah.
So it's just they're trying to clamp down on that. Which, I mean, I guess yay to AMG for trying to, but Jesus Christ. I mean, like, again, I'm bitter because my list just got 24 points more expensive. For no reason. It's not like my list was top tier. It's Kenobi and Rex. Hardly anybody is running those. So maybe if they're going to increase all these other ones, you drop Kenobi a couple points and you drop Rex back down a couple points.
They're not going to look into it that deep.
No, they probably aren't.
No, they're not going to look into it that
But
deep.
it's-
They're just trying to
It is what it is.
defeat what the
This takes effect January 1st, but pretty much
along with the new rules changes that
Oh.
we don't.
no those because those aren't coming until January, so we don't know when those are going to take effect. They're just getting released in January. We're getting the preview articles in December,
Okay.
so those might not take effect until after LVO.
Oh, right.
Because there's not a major tournament at the end of January. That we have to worry
I was
about.
talking about because if they make all the rules changes, and that's one of the things I've said is, holy shit, we got LVO. I'll be at LVO in the end of January. So if they make all these changes, I mean, the points changes we deal with now because you got
Just
plenty of
take
time to
practice.
mess with it.
None of their stuff changed, and you have a ton of them painted.
Right. But if you go, if they make these rules changes, like depending on when, right before LVO, it's
a week or two before, after you've already submitted your list and it's locked in. Well, maybe they just don't go with the new. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an FLG event, so they'll have to make that decision.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, the fact that they said that they were going to be dropping rules articles for rule changes that were happening in January has got, I don't want to say the entire community, a lot of the community on edge, because this was the same sort of thing, if I'm remembering right, that they did with X-Wing. And so are we getting a 2.5 or a 1.5 because we don't have a second edition yet? Are they, again, it's all going to be free because it's just a download. So if they do a 2.0, I mean, I still own the minis, so it's not like I have to go buy another rule book.
Right.
Fucking GW. Or anything like that. But I kind of like Legion how it is right now. We just got to maybe do some tweaks because, again, you overcorrected with the clones. And I'm glad to see they didn't, in my opinion, they didn't overcorrect with the pikes. They did a 4-point and a 3-point or whatever it was. So it's a step. Will it be enough? We'll see. I mean, again, we'll have to play it in the wild and see how prevalent that still is. The nose cannon for the Ion might have been a bit much, but it's droids, and I play Republic, so fuck droids. I mean, that's how it is.
Way to be a team player, Tyler.
Right? Yep. But no, we'll see. Again, they have the cheapest units in the game, so I mean, they could probably pay for it. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Just the nose Ion was what everybody took, or most people took. And it always performed very well because it was always throwing 6 dice with impact.
Yeah, the thing about this is without the next documents, we don't know how much this is going to affect everything. Yeah, right. Your list went up 24 points.
Right.
But you've already talked about how you're going to cut this.
I cut vigilance, I cut smoke grenades.
Right. So this isn't like, it's not...
I'm not losing critical 1 on my sniper rifle. Flip the table over.
Yeah, this isn't like earth-shattering with anybody. Shadow Collective folks are probably going to be a little bit maybe salty. So like I've got the current list that I'm running. I do have a unit of pikes in there with the capo, but I'm looking at it now going, well, maybe instead of that, I bring in a unit of phase 2s because it's almost the same points.
You get a surge token that you can share around.
Yeah, and so now, I mean, it might just change up the list a little bit and how you're looking at it.
I mean, you took, well, I mean, I guess you didn't take phase 2s before, so that doesn't, but did you have heavy weapons besides Echo?
Instead of 5s,
yeah, or 5s.
Yeah, I had the 21s, so they didn't change.
Oh, you had the RSPs.
Yeah, I had the RSPs. That's right. That didn't change at all.
So I mean, maybe you put in. I don't know. I'm actually, now that the DP23 is 20 points. I loved the DP23s. I loved running 2 of them with Rex. Maybe I'll go to that then. I'll take Rex, take 2 DP23s, and take a Z6 with 5s and a medic, and just hit W, go forward, and start throwing the shotgun with Pierce 1 at range 2. Because I love the shotgun. I had it in our team game. I had 2 of them. So now that dropped like 3 points. I want to say that was 23 or 24.
I think 3.
So, I mean, okay, maybe I'll go back and revisit that list. That list was a Rex Chewie list. So, I mean,
I ran Rex Chewie for a while when I did that for a while.
Yeah, because you're just like, oh, let me go ahead and Guardian with Chewie and get him ramped up, and then my entire army doesn't panic because he's enraged and he's a commander.
Yeah, if Rex does finally die with Chewie sitting back there sucking wounds.
Oh, he's a commander.
Well, yeah.
So it just
with him sucking wounds. So it's, I mean, there's
options.
But again, options.
I am more upset that they didn't kind of readjust the sniper gun on the arcs. Unless maybe, hey, in the rulebook they're going to get their critical back, in which case then don't change their points. But Echo and 5s are still way too expensive. Maybe not 5s because you can still do the gimmicky, take the clone commander and get out 3 orders in a turn. Maybe.
I do it every.
Right.
I try and fit 5s in every list.
Right. So I mean, I could see how maybe, but I don't know why Echo went up. We
Yeah,
did last time.
and so usually I put them in a phase 1 unit because they're cheaper, but now they're only 8 points cheaper than a phase 2.
The other reason you put them in a phase 1 is because then that phase 1 gets Courage 2.
Yeah, gets Courage 2. However, if I put them in a phase 2 unit now,
yeah, Courage 3. I mean,
that's but if you lose a commander,
right, then
that's
Courage 3. Got your
got
Courage
a
3 backup. You lose Kenobi or Anakin, and now you've got a Courage 3 backup.
Right.
But you take the commander. So
even still, I mean, because I do tend to, because I play. Sometimes I play too damn aggressive.
Yeah. Cody needs to hurry up and show up.
Yeah. Yes.
So
half the list I'm building now, I'm thinking, well, with Cody I could do this.
Right, with Cody I do this, that, and okay.
But but see, I'm pulling Anakin for Kenobi for the most part. Okay, I like running Anakin. Anakin can be a stud.
You do. So the next time we go to a team event, it's probably going to be an Anakin and Kenobi list again. Well, not again because we didn't run last time. We ran Wookiees.
We just ran fur last.
Yeah,
time.
we did.
So
God, that was fun.
It was fun. Okay. You guys leave comments if you want. So Anakin is great, but you got to get all 3 cards out first to make him great.
Yes.
Okay. And the problem is, if you go to a tournament, how many times do you play games where where it goes beyond 5 or it goes to 5 or 6 turns?
Right.
In a tournament, in a 2-hour game. Usually you're getting to about 4. So you can't screw around. You got to get them cards out fast. Well, if you're getting those cards out fast, then your opponent knows pretty much what order and how you're going to play your cards. And so it does kind of...
There is because
little,
there's a lot of people that start with his 2-pip.
Sure.
To give him...
I usually start with a 2-pip, usually.
Right.
But it...
No, his 2-pip.
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Normally you start with air support.
Well, I know, but I get the 2-pip out as fast as I can after that. But it's one of those things where I like it. He's awesome. But if you run into something, because if you're using him as a linebacker or something like that, and you don't have any cards out, or if you only got 1 card out, and then a unit comes back that you need him for, well, he's not buffed up, and so he's not worth 150 points turn 1.
Right.
Okay. And so then you've got to stick him in, and you're just hoping for good rolls and not dying right away. Kenobi, at least, although he's a few points more, if something like that happens, he at least has some.
I don't know. I think I'd almost rather have your die pool to start, though. 5 reds is a lot better than a double rainbow.
I know, but you know me. I can screw the pooch on
your dice. Yes, I've seen your dice.
I can. It doesn't matter if they're red or white or. I mean, for a while I was rolling better. No kidding. I was running Wookiees rolling better saves on my white Wookiee dice than I was on my red.
Not surging.
Points. Yeah.
Unsurging.
Yeah.
White dice.
Yeah. Yeah. I was rolling better saves with them than I was on my freaking.
Right. And so, I'm looking at, okay, do I drop Kenobi, which I don't want to do because I love Kenobi. Do I drop him for, the Wookiee Chieftain? And just be like, well, that's a cheaper... He can still kind of deal because he's got duelist and he's got agile. He can still kind
of be a little bit of a linebacker.
He's got the double rainbow. Yeah. He surges to hit.
Yeah.
So, he's got that over Kenobi. There's no critical in it, so he's not got the 2 criticals. So.
I thought about that too, and then he's not as big of a point sink. And
right.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I could just drop Rex because now Rex is over 100 points because of the changes that got made to his upgrades. So maybe I drop Rex, which I love Rex, and I take Chewbacca. Now, Chewbacca and Kenobi aren't great because they can't guardian each other because they both have Guardian. And Chewbacca can only guardian commanders, so his Guardian is useless.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
But it gives me a cheap Wookiee commander to where it's 96 points now because he's 90 and I put tenacity on him and that's all I need. I don't need to give him Protector because he's not going to guardian anything. He's 96 points. He's way cheaper than Rex. That saves 15 to 20 of my points that I need to cut from the list. And then I now have a Wookiee commander, so instead of air support, I add in 3 Wookiee command cards.
I don't think you go with 3.
Wookiee command cards?
Yeah, no, you pick out, I think you cherry pick those.
What else am I going to take? Push? An ambush?
Well,
because I don't have a clone commander, so I can't use air support.
Yeah.
And I don't have a field commander because I'm not taking a vehicle. So that would just be more Wookiees, less Rex. Yeah. But then I can't do the cool scouting party, get the Wookiees halfway across the board of the deployment zone because...
Right.
So I don't know. It changes the whole list. Then, do I need to add recon intel or just take recon intel off of everybody that has it currently and we all just stay in the deployment zone? I don't know.
However, speaking of lists, what it did do with this upgrade card, what it did do
All my 501st lists are cheaper.
So if you're making a 501st list right now, you are loving this shit.
A couple locals have.
Yeah,
They're
a
just
couple
like,
locals.
I got 20 points back.
Yeah, or more.
So we had a couple guys. In fact, one of them, he ran 501st at our tournament.
He
How
did.
he do? How did he do? I don't remember.
He went 2-1,
Okay.
and
Which
I
is-
believe he
yeah.
ended up 5th or 4th. He was up there. He was one of the top 2-1s up there because his only loss was to Jay, who won it.
Okay.
So
So
he was up there.
yeah. So yeah, and he was running a 501st list, and was he running? Now it wasn't.
No, he had just Rex. He had no Anakin, if I remember right.
Yeah, because he had the lat. Too,
He had the
right?
lat. He ran 501st.
Oh, yeah, 501st lat, and he went 2-1. So
Yeah.
yeah, and so now his list just got a little cheaper,
Yeah.
right? A little bit less expensive. So he was like in some of our Facebook posts, he's like, woohoo! He's jumping up and down.
Him and Chris.
Yeah.
Chris has got a 501st Legion list that he's making.
He's just started. He hasn't played it yet.
Nope.
He hasn't played it yet because he's, well, red saves are better. Well, okay, Chris.
Yeah, they are. We said that too. Chris was our resident, probably our best Rebel player locally. He was
Yeah,
like the one to
absolutely.
beat for a while.
Absolutely.
And now he's looking to branch out. He tried Echo Bays with the dishes and everything, and he did fine with it.
Yeah.
I believe he went 2-1 as well at our tournament. And yeah, I mean, it's just so now he's looking to branch into getting something else. That's what happens when you're a war gamer. You collect for a while, and then you need to go to something new and shiny.
Stupid war gamers.
Right? Yeah, and then they release new minis. And you're like, oh look, there's the Mandalorian. Oh, he doesn't go in Republic, does he? Oh shit. I guess I gotta get my rebels painted. Which
So
they're getting
speaking of
painted.
which, our store finally is getting is finally getting the droids. So
Oh,
the assassin droids.
no Mando yet?
That's all I got was the assassin droids. So I would assume Mando's going to be there too, but it's Monday. So
Monday.
yeah.
Oh,
finally, our store is finally getting
Finally.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, December
Yeah.
9th.
Finally. So
Distribution.
Yeah.
That's
So the 501st is got a bit of a boost. So folks that were kind of taking a look at that and thinking about it, being able to bring full arc squads,
Right.
points cheaper.
strike teams are a few points cheaper.
Yeah.
We didn't get hit with any type of, oh my gosh, this is overpowered,
Yeah,
except for the pikes, which we all knew was coming. Everybody knew the pikes, well, not everybody. We all assumed the pikes were going to get hit.
A little bit.
The biggest surprise was that Blizzard Force, nothing changed, but
I was
in my
surprised.
opinion, that's because Blizzard Force is its own document. So that change will come when they update the Battle Force document. They're not going to update it for this because the heavy response unit, which is what the issue is usually with, that's not in the normal rule. It's only in the Battle Force. So they'll update that in the Battle Force.
You think so?
That's where it'll go,
Yeah. Okay.
in my opinion. Because otherwise, then you'd have to get the Battle Force, and that's not. You then go to where you could just change the Battle Force. So I don't see why they would change it in both.
Yeah.
Like why they would not change it in the Battle Force document.
Whatever.
So we'll see.
Yeah. So PAX, right? What was PAX?
PAX. So PAX Unplugged. What happened last weekend was a 56-man tournament. Top 8, the top 4 got plane vouchers to Adepticon for Worlds. And then they raffled off 2, which I believe we talked about before, which I thought was really cool. If you played all your games, you were in the raffle to get 2 people were in the raffle to get airfare tickets.
That's pretty badass.
So it was pretty cool.
Well done, PAX.
Yeah.
Guys. Yeah, well done. Really, that's cool.
So yeah,
cool.
so it was cool.
Yeah, if our tournament could do something like that,
Right.
Someday maybe.
Someday, maybe probably
Then
not.
no.
Then it'd be like,
I don't want to deal with all them.
right. It would be people
All these
being sweaty
gamers.
that
I
just be
know.
like, oh, it matters that you're half of a millimeter out there.
Yeah, it's more fun just to.
Yeah, just have fun.
Yeah.
The top 4 lists, Kyle Dornbos won it, of 5th Trooper fame, Notorious Scoundrels, probably one of the best Legion players out there. He went with Blizzard Force, and he kind of did it because people had said for so long that, well, Blizzard Force was just performing well but wasn't winning tournaments. So he was like, all right, well, I'm going to go win with Blizzard Force and show you how it's done. And he did. He actually, in his last game, he played somebody from Poland who flew all the way over.
Yeah.
So
I played a guy at Adepticon from Poland at X-Wing.
Oh,
An X-Wing tournament, yeah.
So of the top 4, 3 were Empire, 2 of them are Blizzard Force in the top 4. Number 4, though, was a Republic player. Yeah. It's all in the game uplink, the replacement for TTO, more or less. It actually is really cool because you can go and see their lists right there. It's not it's not a link to their list when you register, I guess you input the link from either Legion HQ or Tabletop Admiral, and it auto-populates everything but your command hand in your battle deck.
That's cool.
And so you can just go through and hit.
So what is the name of this new thing?
It is. Let me get it.
So we'll throw it out there and give you guys a big, not big.
Big for us.
Big for us, right?
It is Game Uplink, is what it's called. GameUplink.com. We'll take you to the homepage. Right now it's in a beta. They are changing it, adding to it, getting features. Currently, they only have strength of schedule. They are developing margin of victory. They want to also do other games. So if you are a gamer that used TTO for another game, they actually have a form on their homepage to, hey, what game do you want? Because they want to make this for gamers. They don't want to make it just for Legion. But they want to, like I already put in a suggestion that when you go to look at the lists, have the lists be alphabetical by person's name or by rank, so that you can easily find them, because I had to keep going back and forth and then scrolling to try and find the lists of people. I think it's in there by when they registered. And again, I don't know code, so maybe that's going to be really hard for them to change, but that was one of the suggestions I made on their submit a suggestion was, hey, if you guys could have this either filterable or put it in rank order or put it in alphabetical order by their name. One of those ways, so it's easier just to go through and find the lists. Number 4, though, like I said, was a Republic player. So yay, go! I guess we're not broken. We're fine. We don't need any help. There was, I believe, 22nd was the top droid player. There was a number 7 was the top rebel, and number 8 was Shadow Collective. So in the top 8, there was one from 4 of the 5. But then the rest were 5 of the top 8 were Empire.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising, like a droid thing.
Yeah. So, but again, pikes were the natural enemies to droids. Yeah. So there was a huge thing of it. I'm trying to find the Republic list, because I can't remember if it was a 501st or if it was just so it was Sam McHenry got 4th. And then, it's all in. It's in order of, I believe, because I believe Mike Cirillo said he was the first one that registered, and he's the first one on the list for the name. So you have to go through here and try and find, okay, where's he at? Where's he at? I'm going to miss him. I did. This is stunning. So, that's right. He had the Yoda Pike, and he does have the best army name. His army name is, I came here to take ketamine and spend dodges, and I'm all out of ketamine. And it's a Yoda Pike Syndicate Capo list. So he's got Yoda, Padme, Phase 1s with weapons. And then he's got 2 Pike Syndicate guys with their Disruptor, a Naked Phase 1, and then an Arc Strike team with Echo. So it was 9 activations at 781. Everybody in the top 4, and I believe the top 8, had 10 activations except for him, who had 9. So maybe that's why I'll never win, is because I can only get 8, because I play Kenobi. But hell, he played Yoda, and Yoda's more expensive than Kenobi, so...
Yeah, but you play him and Rex.
And Wookiees. Yeah. I don't take these... Yeah. So
it's hard. It's difficult.
But it is very easy. All you do is you click on the name, and it just brings it up. Like there's the... Mike Berry did Last Stand of Anakin. Goes through and shows what his army list is. After it's done, it will populate the battle deck. So I can see what his battle deck is and what his command cards are after the fact.
So if you guys are watching this, go ahead and go to Game Uplink and give them a thumbs up or whatever. Tell them good job.
The guys from 6 Up Supply, Keegan and 5th Trooper, are the ones that are developing this. So Keegan and Jay kind of got together because they were both doing it independently, and they said, well, this is kind of stupid. We'll combine our resources. Yeah. And so, I mean, kudos to them. It's everybody that has talked about it, either in Discord, on Facebook, In the groups I'm in, it's very intuitive in how to use. It's very easy, and there's no more match slips having to go to the TO. It's you do it yourself on the thing. Your opponent then clicks, yep, this is what it is. It automatically populates it for the TO. So I'm kind of stoked to use that because then I'm not hollering at people. All right, who did what? You just do it yourself. You hit enter, your opponent. Yep, that's exactly what happens. I can go in if your opponent disagrees or storms off because he raged quit. I guess the TOs can go in and override. Nope. Okay, that's what it is. We can continue on to the next thing. Not that happens at our tournaments.
It hasn't happened right now.
No. It's because we don't have airline tickets on the line or Worlds invites for that matter.
Or even store championships.
Yet.
Yeah.
That's right. Yet. So, but yeah, it goes by rounds. It's very intuitive. So definitely go look it out. It's gameuplink.com. If you go gameuplink, I believe legion.com will take you to the Legion aspect of it. If you take out the Legion, or it's Legion Game Uplink, you just go to Game Uplink. There's a spot you can click that'll take you to the Legion game.
Yep.
So
a little shout out to those guys.
shout out to them for what it's worth.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah, but yeah, they had in total 56 people.
That's a good tournament.
Yep. So Kyle Dornbos was the only 5-0 because there were 2 paired downs, and the pair downs won both times.
Yeah.
So that's why there was a very probable chance that there would have been 2 5-0s and would have had to gone to the strength of schedule for it to go.
Yeah.
But the pair ups kept winning. So, or the pair downs, I should say, lost. So there was only 1 5-0 at the end, and everybody else was 4-1. So the non, I guess we can quick go over the non-invader, the non, what am I trying to say? The non-Blizzard Force list.
I don't know.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just, it's been a long week. It is called Inglorious Bid from the Inglorious Blasters podcast, Brendan Smith. He took an Imperial Officer, Operative Vader, IG-88, 2 Shores, 2 Mortars, and then 3 strike teams for snipers. And he had a 781 point with 10 activations. Yeah, so bids are kind of big again because people need to outbid. See, and this is where the issue was,
right?
Because Blizzard Force can bid 20 points.
Oh yeah.
Or high teens.
Yeah.
People want to play their deck versus Blizzard Force,
right?
Because if you play Blizzard Force deck, you may not win. The Kyle was talking about it on the Notorious Scoundrels. I believe like the heavy response unit, since it came out, they've looked at the stats up until TTO went away. It had a 70% win rate. If you had that unit in your army, you won 70% of your games. So, which is the highest by far of any unit out there. So, maybe they need to adjust that. That's fine. Speaking of adjustments.
Yeah, but Boba, okay. So Boba, the Boba Fett, the Rebel version of Boba came out. Dad bod Boba, I guess.
Yep. The Daimyo of Mos Espa,
Yeah.
which can we just get confirmation there's going to be a Mos Espa Battle Force, and I'm going to get a Chrysanthemum and a Fennec, and then Mando, and then I can bring in Cobb Vanth and the Free Folk with some Gamorrean guards as like a special support.
Okay. I did order from, was it Dark?
Dark Forge.
Yeah, from Dark
Hero
Forge.
Forge, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Dark Fire.
Yeah.
Whatever. The link will be in the description. We'll give it to you.
I did order a Cobb Vanth, ish. Well,
Sheriff?
Sheriff.
He's called the
he's
Sheriff?
called the Sheriff.
Or the Marshal.
Or the Marshal. Yeah, we don't want to get anybody in trouble. And so I ordered some cool, because, and I ordered another Mando because, we can't get it for some reason still.
I mean, he has one that's already look cool. So
yeah. And so I ordered another one because it is just so cool. I love getting Mando, but I don't like his pose. I'm not crazy about the pose.
Yep.
I'm sorry. It just makes a difference to me. So I ordered a couple of different poses. Now, that's something we had at our tournament. We had a couple guys bring alternate poses at our tournament.
Yep. There was an alternate Kenobi.
Yeah, which is way fine with us, but it's not, we're okay with it as long as, for us, you bring the original also. So if your opponent doesn't like it,
right,
you can replace it.
With the small figures, it doesn't matter. Because you're using silhouettes.
Right.
With the vehicles.
It
that
could
matters.
matter. Yeah, and it's one of those things though, if you're up against a purist and he wants the
which was because like Dan has the one that had the Kenobi.
Yeah.
He had his other Kenobi because I came up and I was like, oh no, Kenobi stays. He's like, no, that's my other one. I'm like, well, he's like, here's my alternate. So I was like,
yeah.
oh.
And Dan does that too because you don't know what
you don't know what your opponent's going to want or what the TO says.
Yeah.
I mean, now
we're cool with it. Yeah, as long as it's not
rule of cool, and it was painted. So of course, so was his Kenobi was painted too.
Yeah,
so
his stuff is painted really nice.
Yeah, it is. You should go check it out. Create Minis.
Yes, absolutely. Check out Create Minis. If we haven't already told you to go check it out. In fact, he's got something on there here recently for painting white.
Oh, does he? Because the last thing I saw, I thought was like speed painting Mandos.
Yeah.
He did one in what was it, like 20 minutes? I can't remember. Like he did one in a really short amount of time, and he did another one like with.
Or maybe the last one I really watched was one doing white because I've got clones and I did them in an alternate
desert camo.
Kind of like a desert camo because that was what the mats and all the stuff, and I didn't want to do white.
Yeah, I hate white.
Well, then I went ahead and I bought stuff because I want to do 501st, and I in particular want to do 501st with the orange, the Ahsoka's
332nd
company out
battalion
of 501st,
whatever it is.
And I want to do that because it's just really badass. And
we're gonna get Ahsoka eventually,
so. And so it'll really be cool. Well, I mean, maybe we'll get him and her. I mean, she's in, but not for us. Anyway,
no. They did say we were going to get her.
Yeah.
Okay. TBA.
All right. Anyway, and so I did watch some of his stuff on painting white. So because
I'll have to go and get that because like I tried painting white with stormtroopers at one time and I was like, nope, nope, done.
Well, I mean it's white, but it's really white, and then when I try and do something else to it, it looks gray.
No.
Yeah, he's got pretty cool way to do
it. But Boba's final card that was in his pack was spoiled recently, a couple weeks ago now. Again, we don't stay on top of this. We record when we want to. Which is really odd because
you've got kids.
Because they had said that the new Boba's cards, plural, were going to be upgrade cards.
Okay, here's the deal. He's got Arsenal too.
Yeah. And he has, on his card, he has a melee weapon and a range 1 to 3 weapon that's not versatile, that he cannot shoot out of combat with.
Right.
But he has Arsenal too. So everybody assumed, okay, he's going to get a flame projector because he's Boba Fett. And every Mando has a flame projector. It's just, it's standard kit. But he has 2 gear slots. So, hey, maybe his other thing's going to be some sort of wrist rocket, knee rocket, something that will give him another shorter ranged shooting attack. Maybe it can be used in melee. Maybe not. Don't know. No. Just expendable. So you only get to use it once. Flamethrower.
I mean, something else could come out for it. I mean,
no, they've already opened the package. The packages are out in the wild.
Yeah.
Somebody's already opened it and released the image of this is what's in it. There is no other card.
So I don't. Yeah.
So the back of the box says he gets his unit card, his 3 command cards, and 1 upgrade card.
So we're not sure why Arsenal 2 is on it. So that might be some points.
So I guess so that when he uses his command cards that are weapons, he can shoot them both.
Yeah.
Because he gets the original Bobas.
Yeah.
And now he has this, but it's just like...
Yeah, I guess that's got to be it. That's got to be it.
But you're not going to use his command cards every... So I don't understand. But anyways.
Yeah.
He's 120 points. He's got jump 1, not jump 2. He's only speed 2, so I guess the Sarlacc made him a little slower. He has Arsenal 2, like we talked about. He's impervious because all Mandos are impervious. Yeah. The red save, surge crit, surge defense, 5 health, 3 courage. He has independent standby, which is awesome. Yeah. I know we've talked about that before because he had Sentinel. He has the sharpshooter 1 instead of sharpshooter 2 and tactical 1. So when he moves, he's going to get a name token. He's got his Gaffy stick, which is 3 red, 1 black, melee, no added benefits, no keywords.
Yeah, well, when you surge crit, you don't need that.
Well, I mean, Pierce would be good. He beat the crap out of those stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And then he's got his carbine, range 1 to 3 with 3 black, Pierce 1. He's got his 3 command cards, and then he's got his Boba Fett's flame projector, which is only 5 points, and it's more or less the exact same as the Mando's flame projector. It expends its melee to range 1, 1 red, blast, suppressive, but also spray. So you add that 1 red per mini in the unit. Now, I guess if you double flamethrower, because you do his command card and you do this, you could wipe out 2 droids, or you're rolling 2 red per unit if you really need to kill that 1 unit.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
it's underwhelming. His command cards are great, but I think his command cards are going to be better with Empire Boba, not Rebel
Empire
Boba.
Boba is going to be a stud, I think.
Yes, I think Mando edges him out, and you're probably not going to take both of them, because if you are, then you've got to take Underworld Connections, and you're not taking Op Loop or Sabine. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I will probably try it once because I'm me and it's Boba Fett, and I'll play Boba Fett.
Yeah, I've got Republic. I'm definitely going to buy Boba, and I'm
Yeah.
going to give him a shot.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have Rebels.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
said Republic.
I've got Rebels too,
Yeah.
and Republic.
Yeah.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, it has. So yeah, I mean, so there's stuff coming. Again, Legion's not dead, but dear, I don't know. They could have just, if they just would have released the points and not said anything, it would have been a home run. It's early December when it came out. Like they said, they hit their timeline. But then in the exact same post where they announced, hey, the points are live. Hey, we're changing the rule book, and it's so big, we're going to release 4 fucking articles on it over the course of like 10 days. That doesn't
You
leave
feel
me.
better now?
I do. I feel a lot better now. So
I don't think Tyler's ever sworn on video.
probably not. It's the dead in me.
Really?
I've never.
I
got
don't
the
do it
F
all that
bomb.
often, do I?
I didn't. That's the first time
I
I
do it
dropped
more
the
than you
F-bomb.
guys in the
So-
background.
Right?
We got to fucking fix that.
Yeah. Of course, I don't know. I might have
swear all
swore.
the time
I
we
might
will.
have swore when Rich said the thing that shall not be named again. When we were talking about Kenobi and how the second sister was going to be somebody else, and I said, "You just said it. Now if it happens, it's all your fault." And I'm sure I probably dropped an S bomb because I probably said, "Don't effing say that." But maybe I didn't. I don't know. But no, that's just I'm happy and glad that they hit their timeline on this. But I'm also a bit apprehensive now that they have to release 4 articles about rule changes that are coming.
I'm going to try and be
next
positive. I'm going to try and be positive and go with it's all 4 factions.
Right,
We're gonna
one per faction.
we're gonna get one per
If it's
faction.
that perfect, that's how it should be done.
Then I'm way cool with it.
But maybe they should have said that when they said, "Hey, we're going to release an
Don't
article
stop.
per faction."
Stop with the bad vibes, Moriarty. We got to go with the good vibes. Go with
Yeah.
the good vibes.
Okay, all right,
Good
I'll go
vibes.
with the good vibes. It's a beautiful mother bridge. It's gonna be there.
Think the bridge. It's gonna be a bridge. If you've never watched Kelly's Heroes,
Oh my God, you need to go watch it right
you
now.
probably shouldn't be watching this.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it streams anywhere, so you're gonna have to find a hard copy of it. Good luck.
Did we watched it down here while we were doing something?
Did we?
Yeah.
I thought you had the disc.
Oh, I do have the disc.
Because
I've got the disc. Yeah.
I have
I've
the
got
disc
the
as
disc.
well. So
yeah.
you're gonna have to go like to
Yeah.
Best Buy or Walmart or
Yeah, you probably get in the
someplace.
$3 bin
Yeah,
someplace.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Watch
yeah.
Kelly's
Kel-
Heroes.
watch Kelly's Hero.
Yeah.
Oddball is mwah.
Yeah.
And the general. That could be a whole other episode.
Alright.
Do one of those. What do they do? The where you watch the movie with the person and we're just talking about the movie as it's playing, but you don't get to watch it, so there's no copyright infringement. It's just us commenting about the movie. I don't know. YouTubers do that. That's
yeah,
not
they
us.
do it all the time.
Yeah, that's not us. Yeah.
It's kind of annoying.
Is it?
Yeah.
Not really reactions because we've already watched it. It would just be entertaining watching us. But like we could do all painting. I mean, we could turn it into a paint stream, and then we wouldn't get any painting done.
Oh, sure we will. I've seen the movie so many times.
That's
I
true.
know that's going to happen next.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But is that? Do we cover everything
I don't know. Probably.
aside from making the 501st list? Which
Yeah.
we
Oh,
will
yeah.
do maybe.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. We'll.
We did say we were going to do it. Now it's going to be a lot easier because everything's cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, we should probably both do it and then give it to Rich, and then he can put it up.
But Rich likes us talking about it as we do it. He likes to hear why we're doing what.
Why we're doing what?
Yeah, so when we talk about it together, that's what he likes. But that's not for now. That'll be another video on another day. Or we'll go record it next and that'll come out next week. Who knows?
Anyway,
There's no battery left.
stop watching us.
Go roll some dice.